I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. The Times Herald Record investigative report concerning preferential treatment given to some members of the 2009 Newburgh Free Academy State Championship basketball team is creating waves even as far as Niagara Falls. The former NFA players say school administrators allowed them to routinely cut classes and still play in games. 4 of the 6 prominent NFA players from that team didn't graduate, and now officials in the Niagara Falls School District that lost to NFA in the state title game want that outcome overturned because of the revelations. Sports reporter Justin Rodriguez will have more reaction in tomorrow's Times Herald Record. The recent rain created a different kind of problem for morning commuters today. In some places, rainwater runoff froze on stretches of roadway, and one icy patch was the apparent cause of a one-car rollover accident this morning at Route 284 and County Route 22 in the Orange County hamlet of Johnson. There's more rain in our forecast, and it could mean more flooding. Keep checking here at Record Online for the latest weather developments. Well, after just 3 hours of deliberations, an Orange County court jury has convicted a Highland Falls woman for a fraud scheme that involved her wedding and engagement rings. 37-year-old Nicole Williams was convicted of insurance fraud, grand larceny, and falsifying business records. During divorce proceedings, Williams' husband demanded she return the rings. After she did, she filed an insurance claim saying they'd been stolen. Williams received a check for almost $15,000. Her husband tipped off authorities after his insurance premium shot up. Nicole Williams faces up to 7 years in prison when she's sentenced next month. A group of SUNY New Paltz students was doing a little teaching today. Their on-campus teaching was held to protest the planned state budget cuts directed at the SUNY system in general and New Paltz in particular. Cuts will have to be made by April 22nd in SUNY New Paltz programs, courses, and departmental staff to help the college deal with a $4 million deficit in the 2011-2012 academic year. With revenues on the decline, expenses on the rise, and the threat of a 2% property tax cap on the horizon, local governments will be forced to make big cuts in spending. And that may include what's paid out in employee retirement benefits. Independent labor consultant Michael Richardson laid out the painful cost analysis during a forum last night at Deer Park Town Hall. He says all levels of government will have to evaluate the financial impact of existing benefit packages.
I see that the true cost of labor is going to leave them with no other alternative but to outsource more to the private sector and to reduce some of the services that they're providing to the constituency.
It'll certainly be a tough sell in some aspects. However, we think after people do see the numbers and the astronomical costs that are associated with retirement health benefits and with the real cost of labor, that people will take a second look at this and will decide what's right for the town.
The system, there has to be changes, particularly with the tax cap that's coming down the road. That is going to force towns and municipalities and school districts to make tough decisions, and it's easier to look at that now than to have to make those decisions when you're under the gun.
Richardson says the true cost of labor for towns like Deer Park also make it necessary that changes be made in future contract negotiations. And more than 200 people attended Monday's graveside service at West Point Cemetery to salute the ultimate sacrifice made by First Lieutenant Darren Hidalgo, the member of the West Point class of 2009 who was killed in action in Afghanistan last month. His ashes were buried with full military honors. His father, Jorge Hidalgo, graduated from West Point in 1981. He and his wife, Andrea, were at home in Wisconsin when military personnel arrived with the devastating news.
The shock is just having them come to the door. I mean, my wife, as soon as she saw the chaplain holding the Bible and the military officer, she knew one of them had killed in action. So right away we knew and started crying.
Darren Hidalgo was posthumously awarded the Bronze Star for bravery and meritorious service. He is the 81st West Point grad to be killed in action in Afghanistan and Iraq. Don't get too used to the sunshine. There is more rain in the forecast. The sun will be out tomorrow morning, but clouds will be moving in. The highs will be in the upper 30s and low 40s. Thursday will be another rainy day, and the rain will be heavy at times, raising concerns about more trouble in flood-prone areas. Temperatures Thursday will reach the mid-40s. To stay on top of breaking news, including the weather, keep clicking back here at Record Online and read all about it in tomorrow's Times Herald Record. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.